Recording in progress.
Okay, so I think we are good to go now then. Hope you guys can hear me, yeah? Can I get a confirmation, please? Y'all can hear me, right? Yeah, so y'all can hear me, right? Can I get a confirmation, please? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Shimaro. Great. So first let me share the screen. No, wait. Okay, all good, great. So we'll start the lesson for the day with. Okay, so before starting, can I get a confirmation like from grade 10 students here? Who are the grade 10 students here? How many of you guys are grade 10s? Which means 2027 batch? Mm-mm. Okay, thank you. And grade 11s? 2026 batch. Mm-mm. Okay, and by the way, how many of you guys joined the previous seminar here? Where I did the basics of percentage and rates? Mm-mm. Okay, so only a few has joined, I guess then, yeah? By the way, like, can you confirm again, please? Tell me how many of you guys joined the last class? I didn't have the class last week, the week before. You didn't join, okay? Fine. Anyways, so since most of you guys have not joined, let me give a small introduction first, okay? Alright, so actually, Lamai, um, okay, if you go to my YouTube channel, there will be a chapter called fractions, okay? In that, at the starting part of the session, I have explained you all the paper structure. Okay, so I have explained you all the paper structure there, so you just can go through that. So today we don't have time to go through the what do you call, the paper structure again. So in that I have mentioned something like percentage. So if you're, obviously you guys are grade 10 11 students, right? You guys are going to face your O-level exams. So in that we have a chapter called percentage. Okay, so under this percentage we have 5 subheadings. Okay, percentage application questions. Okay, so first one is going to be tax related questions. So under this you have rates, you have VAT, you have income tax, okay, and then we have customs duty, all the basic tax related parts you have in this, okay. And then we have another heading called simple interest, okay. And then we have another one called compound interest, okay. And we have something called reducing balance, okay. And finally we have something called share market, okay. So if you take your grades, you have the first two parts, the first two in grade 10, and the remaining three you have in grade 11 textbook. All right, so I think, hope you guys know that I won't be doing your two grades separately, like grade 10 first or grade 11 first. I won't be doing it separately. How I used to do is I'll be discussing it as a one whole concept. Like for example, if we select percentage from basics, from grade 6 7 percentage to O levels, I'll be completing everything, and then we will be moving on to the past paper questions. We can complete off this entire main heading completely. So far I have done fractions. The first question, fractions, is done already, okay. Fractions is done. So we started from basic, proper fraction, improper fraction to O level past papers we have completed for fractions. I think that recording is there in my YouTube channel. And then we have completed the second chapter, which is area perimeter of 2D shapes. Again, from basics to O levels we have completed that. And the third chapter I have started is percentage, okay. And in this also, I think in the last class I completed this tax part. I explained the basics of percentage, and then I gave some sort of simple strategies also, like I'm not sure whether I have the recording for that. We'll see if I
Monday
sorry.
to go. Next class go plus I say that.
Okay, someone is on, not on mute, fine. Actually, yes, Shimar, I have done the area and perimeter part also, but I think I have the recording for that. I'll give you all that, okay. And the other thing, for the last class, I think there was a small issue in my laptop, so I think I couldn't record the session. We'll see. If I have the recording, I'll let you all know. If not, I'll do that part again for y'all, okay. But anyways, so in future we'll be revising all the parts completely again. So my way of teaching is I'll be completing your entire syllabus from grade 6 to grade 11 within 1 year. So if you're a grade 10 student, in grade 10 itself you will be learning everything, and when you're coming to grade 11 you will be doing the same syllabus for the second time, so you will master the syllabus, okay. And yeah, so we'll start the main part. We have, is there any messages? Okay, I think I have replied everyone. Perfect. So since some of you guys weren't here, I'll just do a small recap. If not, it will be like all of a sudden we are doing simple interest and compound interest now. First, we'll have a small discussion on the basic percentage. Okay. All right. So I hope you guys have the access to drop messages in the group. Yeah. Great. Yes. So can you all tell me, what do you all know about percentage? The basics of percentage first. Why do we use percentage? Come on. I'm expecting your replies. The basics of percentage. Before learning percentage, we should know what is a percentage, right? What is percentage? Okay, I got a reply. To simplify calcs. Okay, good one. Any other answers? Profit and loss. Okay, so in profit and loss we use percentage. Okay, I'll explain y'all. Okay, can you all tell me what is a fraction first? What is a fraction? What do you know about fraction? A small description for fraction? Anyone? So at the beginning itself, I'm telling you all something. If you don't know any terms or if you couldn't understand anything when I'm explaining, make sure to ask. Okay, because I'll be doing from the basics. Even if you know nothing, no problem. It's your responsibility to ask questions and learn. Alright, so if you couldn't understand anything, no problem. How many times even I'll explain, no issues. But you have to make sure that you understood at the end of the day. Alright, so make sure to ask questions and clarify your doubts. Okay, alright, so first I'll give a small introduction. Okay, alright, so when it comes to a fraction, for example, let's take in a class. Okay, there are let's take 20 students. So altogether there are 20 students. Out of the 20, let's take 15 are boys and the remaining 5 are girls. So can you tell me what is the fraction of boys here? What is the fraction of boys? You can use your group chat. And by the way, the other point is, don't worry about making mistakes also. Okay, it's completely alright to make mistakes. Then only you will be able to learn new things. So don't worry about making mistakes, just to try. Okay, 3 15 over 20. Okay, perfect. So simply fraction means lamai representing something out of the whole. Okay, whatever it is, representing any required thing out of the whole. So I asked you all the fraction of boys here, right? So here boys are going to be 15 out of the total number of students. So total number of students is going to be 20 here. That is simply a fraction. Alright, and then we can simplify this. So when it comes to simplifying fractions, I have done that in the fractions part. Just go through that, you will be able to understand that. Okay, so if I ask you to simplify this, simplifying means figuring out an equivalent fraction in the simplest form. So if you take 15 and 20, both I can divide by 5. So in 15, how many 5s we have? We have 3. And in 20, how many 5s we have? We have 4. So 15 over 20 is the same as 3 over 4. So technically both are equal. For the fraction of boys, we can say it as 15 over 20, correct? We can say it as 3 over 4 as well. For these two, we say equivalent fractions. Is that point clear there? Any questions on what we discussed so far? All okay? If you guys are okay, can I get a confirmation? Can you guys reply all clear or understood or anything? Just to make sure whether you guys are active in the session or not. Okay, thank you. Okay, perfect. Alright, thanks for replying. The next thing. Now, when it comes to percentage, so percentage means lamai, technically percentage is also a fraction. Okay, percentage is also a fraction, but we're gonna represent this out of 100. If the denominator is 100, we consider this as a percentage. So technically it's gonna be a fraction again. But if the denominator is 100, we have a special name, we can call this as percentage. So fraction means representing something out of a whole. Okay, percentage means representing something out of 100. That's it. Hello, okay, clear with this? So now if I ask you to find the percentage of boys in this example, what you have to do, you have to find an equivalent fraction. Make sure to make the denominator 100. So how can we make the 20 to 100? From which number we have to multiply to make the 20 100? Come on. 20 times what gives you 100? So there we go. We have to multiply this by 5. So the denominator becomes 100 now. And then from which number we have to multiply 15? If you have multiplied the denominator by 5, we have to do the same thing, right? If you're multiplying something, if you're multiplying the denominator by something, we have to do the same thing for the numerator as well. So 15 also should be multiplied by 5. Yeah, 15 also should be multiplied by 5, which is going to give you 15 into 5 is going to give you Come on. Keep your chats open so it will be easy for you to quickly reply. Okay, so it's gonna give you 75. Okay, so now see the second fraction. I told you, all three are equal, Kayla. So 4 times 25 is gonna give you 100. So if you multiply the 4 by 25, you have to multiply the numerator also by 25, right? So 3 into 25 is also gonna give you a 75. All okay? Clear with this? Now the point is, if I ask you the percentage of boys gonna be equal to 75 over 100, right? Now what you have to understand is, if the denominator is 100, okay, if the denominator is 100, we can use a symbol instead of this denominator 100, which is the percentage symbol. So I can write the answer as 75%. Remember, this percentage symbol is the same as denominator 100. Don't put like this 75 over 100%. It's wrong. We have to use only one, either the denominator 100 or the percentage symbol. Both means the same. Is that clear now? Understood the basic of percentage? Percentage means representing something out of 100. That's it. All okay? Can't we write it as 3 over 4? You can write it as 3 over 4, but 3 over 4 is not a percentage. 3 over 4 is a fraction, the simplest form of the fraction. Got it, Amaya? If I ask you to write it as a percentage, always it should be out of 100. All clear? Yeah, perfect, great. Any other doubts or any questions, Ramay? Alright, so this is the basic of fraction, in the sense like your primary basics. Primary in the sense, let's think about like grade 7, 6. So this is what you have in percentage in that part. Okay, great. So now, so this percentage heading, okay, this percentage concept is being applied to multiple topics. Those are the topics I wrote you earlier: tax, simple interest, compound interest, reducing balance. But when it comes to the last one, the share market, not completely you have percentage, but that also comes under this. If you take your O-level paper, from that percentage chapter, Lama, you have 2 questions. The importance of learning all 5 chapters is, from that percentage heading, I gave you 5 subheadings. No? From that you will be getting 2 main questions, 2 10 marks questions. Okay, so first 10 marks question is going to be in your paper 1 part B. Second 10 marks question is going to be in your paper 2, the 3 hours paper, in paper 2 part A. Just go through the past papers and see. Every year you will be getting 2 10 marks. I'll show you all. Okay, every year you will be getting 10 marks question, 2 10 marks questions. So if you know all the 5 chapters, easily you can score 20 out of 200. Okay, great. So that part is also done. Now we'll come to the simple interest and compound interest part. Okay, because no use of doing the tax part again, because I have the recordings. We'll see. If I couldn't get the recordings, I'll do the class again for you all for the tax part. Okay, all right. Now, okay, all good, fine. Can you all tell me what is the meaning of tax? I'm not gonna do that now, but just to check your idea, what do you all know about tax? Have you all heard the term tax before? For sure you would have. You all know the meaning of tax. What is the meaning of tax? Come on. So will you share the recording of yes, I'll share you. Okay, I think I have that. I'll share you. I think we have done the past papers also for the pyramid, I guess. So can you all tell me, what do you all know about tax? someone who earns more than 100,000. Okay, very good, Amaya. But technically it's not 100,000 now. Okay, now they have increased the limit for 150,000. Okay, fine. So if you take tax, Lamai, tax is simply a certain amount we are paying to the government. Okay, so if you take the government of any country, their main source of income is going to be tax. Okay, so the tax are being paid by the citizens of the country mostly. Okay, we have to pay some sort of amount to the government, and that is considered as tax. If you take the types of tax, there are many types of tax we have. Those are the examples I gave you. One is income tax. Okay, and the other one is customs duty, and then you have rates, and then you have a VAT. Okay, and we discussed each and every part separately in the previous class, but just I'll give you all an idea. If you take income tax means for the income we are earning within this country, we have to pay a certain amount as tax to the government. If you ask, is everyone should pay? No, there are conditions. If you're earning more than 150,000 per month currently, then you are liable to pay tax. For the extra amount you are earning, you have to pay a certain percentage. You got it? So in that case, percentage is being applied here for the tax. And a customs duty means if you're importing or exporting, we have to pay some sort of amount to the government, which is the customs duty. For the customs we have to pay. All right, and then when it comes to rates means for the properties you own, like for example buildings or land you have. Okay, buildings or land or anything, for that you have to pay a certain amount as tax to the government annually. That calls as rates. Okay, if you have a property you have to pay. Is there a question? Amount of money took by people is wrong. Amount of money paid by people to the government. Okay, all right, great. So that part is also done. And then when it comes to what value added tax for the what do you call for the goods or for the products, services, we have to pay some sort of extra amount, that is called as what value added tax. Okay, all right, great. So for all these four, we are using a percentage to calculate the amount. For example, let's take you have a property, you have a building. Okay, and the value of the building is assessed annual value of that building is, let's take 100,000. And if the government charges 4% as annual rates, the question will be like how much you have to pay as rates annually. So for this 100,000 we have to calculate 4%. And if it's customs duty, even though you have different terms, the calculations are going to be the same. Customs duty means for example, let's say you're gonna import a vehicle. Okay, let's take a motorbike, and the cost of the motorbike is 100,000. Okay, and the government the customs is charging 30% as customs duty. The question will be like how much you have to pay as customs duty. Got it? So the way of calculating percentage is going to be the same, but you have different terms. Okay, so in grade 10 you have to know these terms. That's a difference. Apart from that, the calculations are being taught in your primary grades. Okay, from your basics only, again and again we have to do the calculations. All right, okay. And the next thing, before starting simple interest and compound interest, just to make sure you guys are gonna have a basic idea, we'll do one question. Okay, you guys can see the tute, right? So here I have classified all the past papers for the percentage from 2016. So here we have 2016 paper 1. This is a share market question, full 10 marks question. And in paper 2 they have tested reducing balance. Out of the 5 headings I gave you, in 2017 in first paper they have tested share market, and second part again reducing balance. 2018 they have tested what do you call the rates one, the tax one. Here you have customs duty and then you have rates. Okay, and then in paper 2 they have tested simple interest and compound interest, 10 marks each. and this is how your questions are gonna be. In 2019, again, rates, income tax, and in paper 2 they have tested share market and simple interest, I guess. See, up to 2024, not 2024. In the last year, I mean the 2025 current batch, the people who did their O level exams last Monday, they also had two 10 marks questions. That's the structure of your paper. Okay. Alright, so now what I want y'all to do is just do this question, please. Yeah, just give a try on this. This is 2018 paper 1. Alright, I'll just give 5 minutes, quickly complete this, and then I'll explain how to work this out. After this, we'll go to simple interest and compound interest, okay? I'm sorry, blurred in the sense, Lamai, what you guys referring to? Is it the question? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Wait, let me look into that. I'll share you the screen here then. Okay, how about now? I think you'll be able to see two of my screens. Yeah. So use the second one for this. Okay, perfect. I'll give one more minute. Okay, great. Now we'll start then. We'll start discussing. Lamai, I'll just stop sharing this. Yeah, great. Okay, so the first one, customs duty of 30% is charged when electrical items are imported. Okay, so the custom duty charge is gonna be 30%. So I'll write your so it'll be easy for you all to understand. Okay, so yeah, the camera is clear, right? Okay, so the customs duty is gonna be 30%. Okay, great. Rupees has to be okay, so if 9,000 rupees has to be paid as customs duty when an item of this type is imported, what is the value of the item which is being imported? Now what you have to understand here is they have given you another information element. They have given you something called 9,000. So can you tell me this 9,000 is the value of the item or the customs duty you have to pay? Is this is gonna be the value of the item or the customs duty you have to pay? What do you think? There we go. It's gonna be the customs duty, because they are saying if 9,000 rupees has to be paid as customs duty, okay, which means this 9,000 is your customs duty tax you are paying. All right. Okay, now we have another information, right? Customs duty is equal to 30%. So from this what you have to understand is this 9,000 rupees, okay, in rupees it's 9,000. This is equal to 30%. For customs duty we know two information, we know the rupees, we know the amount, and also the percentage. Now the other thing we should know is the value of the item, right? So the point is, in rupees we don't know the value of the item. Okay, do you know the percentage of it? Do we know the percentage of the item, the value of the item? So come back to the basic point of percentage. Percentage means representing something out of 100, right? So the customs duty is going to be out of the, I mean the total value of the item, which means the value of the item should be considered as 100%. Do you all agree with this? We have to consider the value of the item as 100%. So from this 100 we have to pay 30%, which means from which amount we have to pay 9,000. This is the question. Understood the question now? Okay. All right, so for this I gave some of the students have some sort of confusions in creating the calculation. I gave a small idea for this, something called line equal line. If you have joined the previous class, you would have known this, something called line equal line. So if you can use this, whatever the question it is, easily you can figure out the formula. But during the initial stage you can learn this. Once you got used to percentage, once you know how to do the calculations and all, you can directly go to the formulas. Okay. All right, so now okay, I'll do one thing. Okay, so normally we put the denominator as the whole, right? For that also we have another simple strategy. I'll come to that part later. So normally we have to put the denominator, which are going to be the wholes. In one side take it as rupees, the other side take it as percentage. So we know the total percentage is always going to be 100. Okay, so the percentage we have to pay as customs duty is going to be equal to 30%. All right, so in the other side, can you tell me, the information we know is 9,000. So this 9,000 is going to be the numerator or the denominator. This 9,000 equal to 30% or this 9,000 equal to 100%. Do we have to put the 9,000 as numerator or denominator? Perfect, we have to put it as numerator. Understood that part, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this as numerator. Okay, see this, it's going to be 9,000 here. So we have to find the total. This is going to be my x. Now we have a basic equation. In this basic equation, what we have to do, we have to subject x. Since it's a denominator, we can easily subject, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do cross multiplication. I'm going to move this x to the other side. Since it's division, when it goes to the other side, it goes as multiplication. I'm going to move this 100 to the other side. This 100 goes as multiplication. So simply cross multiplication. So technically the calculation is going to be 9,000 into 100 equals to 30 into x. In order to find x, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this 30 to the other side again. So we are going to subject x. Subjecting means making it alone. So the 30 goes to the other side as division. So I'll remove that over here. Okay. So it goes to the other side as division. Now this is a calculation you have to use to find the answer for x. That's it. So I can cut this 0 to this 0, 3 and 9. Here it's going to be 3. So answer is going to be 3,000 into 10. X is equals to 30,000 rupees. All okay? Clear? That's the answer for the first question. Okay, and another way of solving. Okay, can you all remember earlier I wrote one thing? See this, 9,000 is equals to 30%. We have to find 100%, right? Okay, this is my x. Another simple strategy. If 30% is equal to 9,000, can you tell me what is 10%? If 30% equals to 9,000, what is 10%? There we go. It's going to be 3,000, right? Perfect. Now, if 10% is equal to 3,000, 100% is going to be equal to how many? Simply we have to multiply by 10. So we will be getting the answer as 30,000. This is also another possible method. All okay? So whatever the method you want, you all can use. It's completely alright. Any questions or any doubts? Okay, I'll go to the other question. Then I'll take this silence as no questions. Alright, we'll go to the second question. So the second question was, the annual assessed value of a house is 30,000. Okay, this time we have rates. So the value of the house is 30,000. Okay. If the municipal council charges annual rates of 8% on this property, find how much has to be paid as rates for a quarter. Okay, before going for quarter, first we'll see how much it's going to be for per annum. Okay, we'll see. The value of this house is 30,000 and the rates you have to pay is 8% per annum. Per annum means for 1 year. Okay, again I'll go back to line equal line. So we'll go to the denominators. Always the denominator should be the whole, right? But it's not true. As we want we can put, but just to understand during the initial stage we'll go with the whole as denominator. So in the percentage side, rupees, okay, in the percentage side my denominator is going to be equal to 100 and they have given the rates is going to be 8%. So for 100 only we have to pay 8%. Both are percentage. When you go to the other side we have one information which is 30,000. Now tell me Lamai, this 30,000 should be your numerator or the denominator? 30,000 is going to be your whole or the rates you have to pay? Just N or D? Okay, Shimara, I'll do. Now the point what you have to understand is that the 30,000 is the value of the house, right? The actual amount, I mean, what do you call value in the sense is like how much the house is gonna worth. Okay, from the value we have to pay a certain percent as tax. Okay, now for example if I draw a house here, assume this as a house. Okay, so the value of this house is 30,000. From the value we have to pay a certain percentage as rates, that is 8%. We are not going to pay this entire 30,000 as rates because that is the value of house. Got it? So from this what you have to understand is this 30,000 is going to be equals to 100%, the total value, the actual value. From that only we have to pay a certain amount as percentage. Did I make sense? So now can you tell me this 30,000 is going to be equal to 8% or 100%? It's going to be equal to 100%, right? So I can put the 30,000 as my denominator. So which means we have to find x. It's something like this. I'll say that in Tamil and Sinhala, it will be easy for you all. First I'll say in Tamil, okay? So 100க்கு 8 அப்படினா 100க்கு you have to pay 8 and 30,000க்கு எவ்வளவு you have to pay. If you take in Sinhala, C at attack nan 30,000 how much you have to pay. That is the meaning of percentage. Got it? Okay, now if you have to find x, what we have to do, we can subject x. So simply I can move the 30,000 to the other side. So x is equals to 8 over 100 into 30,000. So these two zeros I can cut, and 8 into 3 is going to give me 24, and we have two zeros. So it's going to be 2,400 is your annual rates you have to pay per annum, or for 1 year you have to pay 2,400. But the question is asking you like how much you have to pay as rates for a quarter. Quarter means it's something like this now. For the entire year you have to pay 2,400, right? This is for 1 year. Quarterly means breaking this amount into 4 parts. For 1 quarter how much you have to pay, that's the point. So simply whatever the answer you get for a year, just divide by 4, that's it. So 600, 600, 600, 600. For 4 quarters you can pay. So for a quarter we have to pay only 600 rupees. That's the answer for the second question. See, these are your O-level questions. Got it? All okay? Alright, so I'm not going to do the other part because we have only 1 hour more. We'll go to simple interest and compound interest now. Okay? By the way, for the other one the answer is going to be 28,000 if you guys have not got the answer. Anyways, in my recordings it will be the explanation for this question. Great. Now we'll go to simple interest and compound interest. Now you guys know what is tax, right? Tax means some sort of payment we are paying to the government. Now can you tell me what is the meaning of interest? Because in simple interest and compound interest both we have a common term which is called interest. So can you tell me what do you all know about interest? Come on. Additional amount more than the fixed value. Okay, good one. The others. Okay. I'll give an example for this also. I think it will be easy for y'all. Okay. I'll take a person from you people itself. Let's select Wonder Girl. Who is this? Okay. Let's take the Wonder Girl. Okay. I don't know the name. We'll go with Wonder Girl. Alright, so let's take Wonder Girl has 10,000 with her. Okay, you guys can see the screen, right? Yeah, perfect. So Wonder Girl has 10,000 with her. Now what she's gonna do is, Lamai, she's gonna buy a watch. I'll draw a watch. Something, okay. Oh, sorry, it should be the other side, no? Okay, she's gonna buy a watch. The watch is gonna be 10,000. Now, if she has bought this for her personal use, for herself, we call this 10,000 as an investment or an expense. Quick answers, please. From her point of view, spending this 10,000 will be considered as an expense or an investment if she's gonna buy this watch for her personal use. Yeah, my question is, Wonder Girl is gonna spend 10,000 to buy this watch, and she's gonna use it for herself, her personal use. So spending this 10,000 is considered as an expense or an investment. Yeah, Yunus, I'll just drop me a text again, remind me before ending the session, I'll reply, okay? Sorry for that. There we go, it's gonna be an expense. Okay, now understood the meaning of expense, right? Okay, now another thing, just the motives are different. Okay, now this Wonder Girl is gonna buy this watch by giving 10,000, but this time the purpose is not to use it for herself but to resell this. She's planning to sell this watch with a profit, or she's gonna plan it to sell with a higher for a higher amount than 10,000. So in this case, spending this 10,000 will be considered as an expense or an investment. What do you think? There we go. Understood the difference between investment and expense? Investing means you're spending something. You're spending some sort of an amount with the motive of earning something extra than that. All okay? Now, my next question for you guys. Let's take. She's gonna sell this watch to another person for 12,000. How much extra she has got? Okay, I got the answer only from one. Perfect. Thanks for replying. Okay, perfect. Now my question for you guys is, how do we call this 2000? What is the term we can refer to this 2000? We call this 2000 as what? Okay, all right. Thank you for replying. we call this as profit. Exactly, we call this as profit. And by the way, don't worry about making mistakes. Again, I'm saying all, the reason why you guys have joined here is to learn something. If you know these things means you don't have to join for a class, right? So don't worry about making mistakes. What I'm expecting from you guys is to try and see first, and later on I can explain you all, no problem, but the main thing is you have to try and see. And by the way, one more request from you people, I mean it's up to you all. If it's possible, would you guys mind replying your answers in the main group chat, so it will be easy for me to check. If not, I have many DMs here, so it's hard for me to go one by one and check. Don't worry about others, okay? So even if your answer is correct or wrong, no problem, just give a try and see. Alright? Okay, thanks for your understanding. Perfect. Now we call this 2000 as profit, right? Perfect. Nice. Now another scenario. Uh, how can I write this? Wait, I need space. This is the Wonder Girl, right? I'll write it as WG. She's gonna sell this for 12,000 and her profit is 2,000. We call this as profit. I'll take another person here. Who is there? Harm is. Hold on, let me just give me a second. I'm sorry. Okay, we'll come back to this. Thank you, Shumara. Okay, so who is the person I selected? I forgot. Hamis, right? Okay, now let's take like this. Okay, Hamis has 10,000. So I'll write in black. Hamis also has 10,000 with him. Okay, now what's gonna happen is, listen to the story properly. Now what's gonna happen is, wait, I need another person. Let's take Yunus. Yunus is asking for a loan from Hamis. He's like, Hamis, I need 10,000 from you. Can you give me? Hamis is like, okay, no problem. I have 10,000. I'll give it to you, but with a condition. When you're paying back this 10,000 to me, you have to give me 2,000 extra, or which means you have to pay 12,000 to me. You got the point? So Hamis is gonna give this amount to Yunus, and when Yunus is gonna pay back, he has to pay 12,000 with an extra 2,000. You got the point? So Hamis is gonna give this 10,000 to Yunus, and when he is gonna get back the money, he is gonna get 12,000. Can you tell me what is the extra amount Hamis has earned by giving this 10,000? How much extra he's gonna have? There we go. In this case also, he's gonna have extra 2,000. How do we call this 2,000 now? Can we call this as profit? There we go. We call this as interest. Understood the difference between profit and interest? So the main point what you have to understand is, in your grade, in grade 10 and 11, you just have to know these terms. That's it. Apart from that, the ways of calculation is going to be your basics calculation. That's it. Okay. Now see, for this Wonder Girl, the cash outflow from her, she is going to spend 10,000 and she is going to get 12,000, extra 2,000. For Hamis also it's going to be the same, right? He is going to spend, cash outflow is going to be 10,000, inflow is going to be 12,000. Both the scenarios are technically the same, but two different reasonings or two different scenarios actually. You got it? In one case we say the extra amount as profit, in another case we call this extra amount as interest. So technically Interest means something extra we are charging or we are paying for the cash. For example, a loan or for deposits. Something we are paying extra or we are getting extra for cash, not for a product. If it's for a product or any other services, we can say different terms for that. You got it? So let's take rates, let's take profit, loss, interest, whatever it is, the ways of calculating are going to be the same. Due to the scenarios, we have different terms. All okay? Understood now? Any questions in the basics? If you do have, let me know. All okay? Awesome then. I'll go to the other one now. Now you guys understood interest, right? Okay, where's my duster? Okay, since you know the idea now, we'll just go for a question first. Okay, if you go for a question, I think it will be easy for you to understand this even more better. Can you guys quickly do wait, let me change the screen. Is this blurry? Can anyone tell me? Can you do only question number 1 and 4? I'll give 3 minutes, make it fast. If it's blurry, let me know. Yeah, in the sense, is it blurry? Is that what you're referring to? Yeah or yes? Okay, then let me share it here. Now? Again, you will be able to see 2 screens. Use the second one, okay? Now it's clear, right? Wonder Girl? Yeah, okay, great. Make it fast. Okay, the time is up. We'll start. Yes. So can I get your WhatsApp number? Yeah, I'll give my WhatsApp number. I'll put in the group channel here. Hope you guys know my name. Okay, this is my class number. Shall we discuss the question now? I'll stop share this. You guys can see the video screen. Yeah. How much interest is received in 3 years when a loan of 5,000 is given at an annual simple interest rate of 12%? Okay. Now, I'll explain you all what is simple interest first. Okay, so when it comes to simple interest, Lamai, see the story. How much interest is received in 3 years when a loan of 5,000 is given? So it's gonna be like this. The loan amount, the capital amount is gonna be 5,000. Sorry. Okay. 5,000 is gonna be your capital amount. Before going for 3 years, first we'll see for 1 year. Annual interest rate is gonna be 12%. Okay, so it's gonna be 12%. So how can I say? If you know directly, no problem, go for it. If you feel like it's confusing, better go with the line equal line. Now, can you tell me this 5,000 is equal to what? Is it 12% or 100%? 5,000 is a capital amount, the total amount, right? So that always should be equals to your replies, please. 5,000 is going to be equal to how many percent? There we go. So I can write the two values in both the sides, right? Because both are the same. 5,000 is going to be the same as 100%. How many percent we have to find? We have to find 12%. So 12 should be above 100 or above 5,000. If it's percentage, it should be above percentage. So 100 is a percentage, right? So we have to put the 12 over here. So it's going to be x here. Most of you would have done the calculation in this way. If you have to find 12% of something, what mostly we will be doing 5,000 into 12 over 100. Correct, not wrong. If I ask you the reason why you are writing in this way, you don't know. Not only you, most of the students don't. So something what I would say y'all is learn, no problem. So sorry for the disturbance. Charge is in 5%. Can I get the WhatsApp? Yeah, sure. I have sent you, Yunus. I have sent the number in the group chat. But I'll Yunus, we are here. Not Yunus. I have already updated this in the YouTube, so the YouTube live is active. So which means once after you leave the session, you will be able to get the recording in my YouTube channel. Okay. So if not, it might be a issue for me to upload the recordings, and also directly I have given the YouTube live. Same mind math with Aslam, yeah. Okay. If you couldn't find it, just drop me a text to my number. Okay. I'll send you all the link, the channel link. Okay. Anyways, everything is there in my WhatsApp channel also. Okay, anyways, fine. So this is the workings. Okay, so you have x over here. When you take the 5,000 to the other side, the 5,000 goes to the other side as multiplication. So it's going to be like this, right? 12 over 100 into 5,000, which is equals to x. Same. Now can you understand the reason how you get this formula? It's not about remembering formulas. The point is you have to I'll paste it again. Sorry. Hope you got the number now. Okay, perfect. If you need the recording, just drop me a text to my number, Lamai. Okay, I'll write my number again here also, 077 11 67852. Okay, hope you guys can see. Alright, perfect. Where did I stop? Yeah. Now, what I would recommend you all is, just for the sake of remembering a formula, don't remember. The point is, you have to understand the reason behind every step you are doing, so that you won't forget what you are doing. You will understand the reason, and also it will be easy for you to understand questions also. Okay. Alright, so we'll solve this. These two zeros I can cut, so we have 5 into 12, which is going to give me 60, and with the 0 it's going to be 600. So we have calculated only 12%, right? So for 1 year only it's going to be 600. The question is, for 3 years how much you will be getting. So if it's 600 for 1 year, for 3 years we just have to multiply this 600 by 3, which is going to give you 1800. And I'll say why are we multiplying this 600 by 3. Okay, that is the difference between simple interest and compound interest. Once I come to this, you will understand why we are just multiplying the 600 by 3. Everyone got the answer for that? For the first question, is it 1800? Hello, okay? Yes, perfect. I'll go to the question number 4. If a person who borrowed 500 settled the loan in 1 year by paying back 560, find the annual interest rate that was charged. Okay, this time they are asking the rate. If you guys cannot see the screen, where I'll show you all the question again. See this? If a person who borrowed rupees 500, okay, the loan amount is 500, the capital amount is 500, settled the loan in 1 year by paying back 560 altogether. Find the annual interest rate that was charged. Okay, we'll go back to the line equal line concept, so it will be easy for us to figure out the formula. Okay, in my line equal line concept, okay, now the information we know is 500 capital, so I can write it as the denominator, right? So tell me 500 is equal to how many percent? In terms of percentage, how much it's gonna be? 500 is equal to how many percent? Always the capital should be considered as the whole, which is equal to 100%. Okay, hope I am not on mute. Yeah, I'm not. Lama, if you couldn't understand, or if you do have any questions or doubt, ask me. I'm just, don't be silent. Yeah, it's 100%, right? Hello, okay? Okay, next. Now can you tell me what is the other information we know? They're saying he paid 560 to settle the loan. So what is the other information we have to get? Because we have to find the interest rate. In order to find the interest rate, what is the other information we have from the question? Can all think? Just to try. Okay, now see, Lamai, if a person is taking 500 and paying 560, how much extra this person has paid? Come on, I'm not getting the replies. There we go. This person is paying extra 60 rupees, right? How do we call these extra 60 rupees? What is this? What is the term we can use for this 60? There we go. We call this as interest, right? So interest is 60 in rupees. We have to find the interest percentage. If 500 is equal to 100%, how much this 60 rupees is going to be equal to in percentage? That's a question, right? So can you tell me, we have to put this 60 above 100 or above 500? Come on. It's going to be above 500 because both are in rupees. So here it's going to be my 60, this is going to be my x this time. It's something like 500 rupees is equal to 100%, then 60 rupees is going to be equal to how many percent? All okay? Now, in order to find x, what we have to do, we have to subject x. Okay, we have to subject x. So in order to subject x, I'm going to take the 100 to the other side. So my calculation is going to be 60 over 500 into 100. And this is the reason why you people are using multiplying by 100 to find any sort of percentage. You guys know, like, if you have to find the percentage of something, almost everyone used to say what? You have to multiply by 100. The point is, yes, you have to multiply by 100, but why? What's the reason behind that? And this is the reason. All okay? Everyone clear? Learning with reasons matters a lot. Okay? Alright, we'll solve this now. I can cut these two zeros. Okay? Now what is the remaining calculation we have? We have to divide 60 by 5. Can you all quickly tell me what is the answer? 60 divided by 5 is going to give you what? Well then, it's going to give you 12. Okay, so answer is going to be 12%. All good? Okay, now something this question is apart from this chapter, a normal quick basic question. Can you tell me quickly, can you all tell me what is let me give you uh, 135 divided by 5 without using calculator. Within 3 or 4 seconds, can you get the answer from me? Wait, my battery is low. I'm so sorry. I was speaking the whole time being on mute. I'm sorry. Okay, so my question was, what is the answer for 140 divided by 10? Make it fast. You can't take this much of time. Your fingers should be very fast to give the answers. Yes. It's easy, right? Dividing anything by 10 is easy, isn't it? Alright, now what if I give you a question like this? 145 divided by 10. So this is going to be equal to 14. 145 divided by 10 is going to give you? Good try, Amaya. But wrong. 145 divided by 10. 14.5. Good. So simply what we do when we are dividing by 10, it's not actually cutting the zeros. That concept is completely wrong, to be honest. Okay, when we are dividing a number by 10, what happens is we have to make the number 10 times smaller, which means we have to move the digits to the left. I'm sorry, to the right. Okay, so the 1 is in the hundreds column now, so this goes to the tens column, the 4 goes to the ones column, and the 5 goes to the tenths column, the decimals column. Okay, so technically we have to put a decimal place here. So answer is going to be 145. Sorry, I'm sorry, 14.5. Okay, and same thing works here also. When you're dividing, what happens, we put a decimal place forward, so 140 becomes 14, and that is the reason why we call it as cutting the zeros. basics. Okay, fine. Now what I wanted to tell you all here is, all of a sudden if I give you 135 divided by 5, comparatively it's a bit hard for you all to divide by 5. Okay, but this number is easy, but somewhat it's a bit workings wise you have to do a thing now. What you can do is, okay, dividing by 5 is hard, but dividing by 10 is easy, right? How to make the 5 to a 10? What you have to do to the 5 to make it to a 10? First understand the concept here, and then I'll give you all some harder questions so it will be easy for you to get the answers quickly. So tell me what we have to do to make this 5 a 10. There we go, we have to multiply by 2. Awesome. If you're multiplying your denominator by 2, what you have to do to the numerator? We have to multiply this also by 2, isn't it? 100 into 2 is going to give you 200. 35 into 2 is going to give you 70. So answer is going to be 270. Now tell me the answer for this. 270 divided by 10. There we go. You understood. We will be getting the same answer for this 135 divided by 5 also. Understood this concept? Okay. The purpose of explaining this concept is because, let's take, if I'm going to give you a question like this, let me give you a number like 1000. No, let me give you a decimal number. Let's take 38 divided by 5. You just have to take 3 to 5 seconds, huh? Quickly tell me. Okay, I think you people are taking time. I'll give a small strategy. I told you, Nolamai, what you can do. Dividing by 5 is a bit confusing, but if you make this to a 10, it's easier for us, isn't it? Yeah, if you make this to a 10, it's easier for us. In order to make this to a 10, we have to multiply this by 2, right? This becomes 10. So 38 into 2 is going to give you what? 30 into 2 is 60. 8 into 2 is going to be 16. So 60 and 16 is going to give you 76. Now tell me, 76 divided by 10 is going to give you? It's going to give you 7.6. So technically 38 divided by 5 is also equals to 7.6. Did I make sense? Is everyone clear with this? Any questions? Everyone? So these kind of simple strategies you have to know, because now you people are grade 10 11 students. If I give you a division like this, like small kids don't do these things and all. 38 divide by 5 in 38, like those, what do you call, long division methods. It's fine for, I mean, it's fine to go with these long divisions, but now you guys are 10 11s now. We normally do long divisions when you people are in grade 6 7 or 8, in those grades. You have to improve yourself. Okay, if you know something, don't always stick into that. Try to think differently, try to improve yourself. For that only you have to use these mind calculations, which matters a lot. Okay, you have to use your brain, so it will be easy for you all to work out with any maths questions. Alright, perfect. Then now let me go to compound interest. Okay, where's the duster? Okay, now focus properly. Just a small difference. If you can understand the difference, it will be easy for you all. Okay. Now, in the previous example I gave you, the very first question, 5,000 was a deposited amount, right? First year, see, for the first year, see this story properly. For the first year, you're depositing 5,000. All right. The bank is gonna give you 10%. Let's say you're depositing 5,000. Okay, the bank is gonna give you 10% interest. For this 5,000, we have to calculate 10%. So what is gonna be your interest? 5,000 you're gonna deposit, and the bank is gonna give you 10% annually as interest. How much is gonna be your interest for the first year? It's gonna be 500. Now tell me, what is your bank balance at the end of the first year? And I hope you guys know that you will be getting some extra money from the bank for your deposits. Okay, I think there's a small confusion there. I'll explain that first. Lamai, what you have to understand is, let's say this is bank. When you put your money to the bank, most of you guys have bank accounts, right? Okay, when we are putting our money to the bank has our money, right? What the bank does is, the bank will give an extra amount for us every year, but normally they will be calculating it on monthly basis. That's practical thing, but apart from that, you will be getting something extra from the bank. Yes, for your deposits. Have you all heard something called FD, fixed deposits? Fixed deposits means like we are going to deposit our money for a fixed period. For example, like 6 months or 1 year, we're going to deposit our money. The bank will be having our money, and they will be using those money to give loans and all. So since they are using our money, they will be giving some sort of an extra amount for us, which we call as interest income. We will be getting interest. So technically, fixed deposit is also comes under investment, because we are spending our money to the bank with the motive of earning something extra. For normal savings account also, you are getting interest, which is a small percentage. Is that clear? If the, like for example, you're going to take a loan from the bank is going to give you money, right? In that case, you have to pay something extra to the bank. Understood the difference? Okay, all right. So in the example which I have given you all, you have put your money into the bank, right? And the bank is like, okay, for your deposits we will give you extra 10% as interest. For example, let's take this as an a FD, fixed deposit. Now the bank is going to give you extra 500 at the end of the year. Now how much is going to be your bank balance at the end of first year? I got the answer only from one. What about the others? Hope you guys are not sleeping. Might be sleepy, I'm sorry. Due to most of the Muslims go to Taraweeh and all, I had to start at 10 today. Come on. How much is going to be your bank balance? It's going to be 5,500. Are you all clear with this? Are you all okay with this? Anyone has a doubt? Lamai, you have to be, interactive. Even if you can't unmute and speak, at least use the chat. If no one replies, means I'll be like, am I talking alone? Come on. If you do have a question, or if you couldn't understand, let me know. I'll explain, okay? Okay, great. Thank you for replying. Okay, now we are going for the second year. See this story properly. Now we are going for the second year. Now tell me, at the beginning of the second year, what is your bank balance? Quickly type the answers in the chat. What's your bank balance at the beginning? How much you have in your bank? Now, there we go. You have 5,500. Plus, for the second year also, you will be getting an amount as interest from the bank, right? Yeah. So now my question is, to which amount the bank will calculate 10%? Is it for the 5,000 or 5,500? This is a key point. Here you have the difference between simple interest and compound interest. So can you tell me, this time the bank is gonna calculate 10% interest to which amount? Is it for 5,000 or 5,500? Whatever it is, just come up with your answers. It's fine. Okay. Actually, the bank is gonna give. Wait, let me check whether my red marker is working. It's not clear, right? No, fine. The bank is gonna pay 10% for your capital money, which is 5,000. Is that point clear? Even though you have 5,500 in your bank account, what's your money here? What's your capital amount? How much you deposited? It's just 5,000, right? So in simple interest, remember this, in simple interest, always the interest will be calculated for the capital amount. Did I make sense? Whatever the number of years it is, always it's going to be calculated for the capital amount. So for the second year also, even though you have 5,500 in your bank account, the interest will be calculated for 5,000, which is your capital money, which means for the second year also you will be getting 500 as interest. You got the point? So your capital amount was 500. At the first year you got 500 as interest. For the second year also you are getting 500 as interest. And this is the reason why in the previous example, I don't know whether you guys can remember or not, a person took a loan of 5,000 and the annual interest rate was 12%. We calculated 12% and we got the answer as 600. For 1 year it's going to be 600. For 3 years we multiplied this 600 by 3. If you guys can remember, we got 1,800 as the answer. So the reason why we multiplied the interest by 3, 600 by 3 is because for the same 5,000 only, for all the 3 years we will be calculating interest, which is simple interest. Are you all okay with this? Alright, now tell me what is going to be a bank balance now. Already you had 5,500. With this 500, this time your bank balance is going to be 6,000. Did I make sense? Okay, we'll go to the third year now. At the beginning, what is your bank balance? At the beginning, what is your bank balance? Make it fast. Perfect. Your bank balance is going to be 6,000. Sorry. Now tell me, for this third year, to which amount they will calculate 10%? Is it for 6,000 or for your capital amount 5,000? There we go. Again, the interest will be calculated to the capital amount 5,000, which means this time also interest is going to be 500. Your total bank balance is going to be 6,500 at the end of 3 years. All okay? Any questions? So now the simple way of getting this total is, what you can do is calculate the interest for 1 year, 5,000 into 10 over 100. It's going to be 500 multiplied by the number of years. You will be getting 1,500 as the total interest for 3 years, and then you had the capital amount 5,000. If you add that, you will be getting the total bank balance, which is 6,500 at the end of 3 years. Okay, all clear? Now the second scenario, compound interest. Okay, unfortunately I have a small board, so I can't do both in one. I'll have to rub this off, but I'll try to first work this out in this itself. Okay, I'll just erase the values. I'll erase this also. this time, the same example, you're going to deposit 5,000. Your deposit amount is going to be 5,000, and your interest rate is going to be 10%. But the interest is being calculated compound basis, compound interest basis. Now, can you all tell me at the beginning of the first year, what is your bank balance? How much you're going to deposit? At the beginning, at the start itself, how much you're going to deposit? Come on, I'm waiting for your replies. Okay, you're going to deposit 5,000, right? Perfect. For your 5,000 only, for the first year, they will be calculating interest. So 5,000 into 10 over 100, which is going to give you 500. My bank balance is going to be 5,500 now at the end of first year. Okay, now when you're going to the second year, see this properly. At the beginning, you have 5,500 as your bank balance. The point is, for the second year, to which amount they will calculate interest? Is it for your capital amount 5,000 or your bank balance 5,000 for the second year? On point. That's it. That is the difference between, very simple, right? The main difference between simple and compound interest is, in simple interest, whatever the number of years it is, always the interest will be calculated for the capital amount. Okay, but in compound interest, what happens is they will be calculating the interest for the total balance, including the previous year's interest. They will be calculating interest for 5,500. This includes your capital and also the previous year's interest. For the total amount only, they will be calculating interest this time. So if you calculate 10% for this, your answer is going to be 550. The interest you will be getting for this is going to be 550. For the first year you got just 500. This time you're going to get 550 extra money, because the interest is being calculated for your total bank balance. So this time your bank balance is going to be 5,500 plus 550. It's going to give you 6,050. Okay. Now if you go to the third year, at the beginning of the third year, your bank balance is going to be 6,050, and for the third year also you will be getting 10% interest, right? This time they're going to calculate interest for your bank balance, not the 5,000. So this is 2 zeros and we can cut. So interest is going to be 605 this time. Your bank balance is going to be 6,655. Did I make sense? So which is profitable, going with compound interest or simple interest, if you're going for deposit? What's up? Come on, reply. Yeah, you got the point now, Lamai? So the only difference you have to understand is, in simple interest, what they do, the interest is being calculated only to the capital amount every year. In compound interest, the interest is being calculated to the previous year's balance. Alright, if you know these 2 points, end of chapter. Simple interest and compound interest is also done. All okay? Any questions or any doubts? Everyone? Najma, okay? You are okay? What about the others? Hasna is also okay? Okay, thank you for replying. Sarah, Saryan, okay. Amaya, perfect. All okay, right? So with this knowledge, you can do the past paper questions also. Well, let me share you that. I have already classified the past papers. If you don't have that, let me know. Just drop me a text. I'll send it to y'all. Yeah. You guys said this is blurry, right? But let me share it in Zoom. So here, this is 2018. Okay, so in 2018, part B, you have this question: simple interest and compound interest. Okay, so just quickly take a screenshot of this, and within, I mean, not in 3 minutes. Yeah, it will take some time. Can you all try this question? 2018, same year, past paper, but part B. Sorry, paper 2 question. Just take few minutes and quickly complete this. Just to try. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just to try. So we can discuss this question and we can wrap it up. Okay, go ahead. Okay, done. Shall we discuss? Okay, so I'll stop sharing. Still, you guys will be able to see. We'll discuss the question now. The following notices have been issued regarding the interest paid by two banks A and B for deposits. Bank A, an annual simple interest of 5.2% for your deposit. Bank B, an annual compound interest of 5% for your deposit. See, the two different interest types are only given here. Someone had 80,000 rupees. He deposited exactly half of it in bank A and the remaining half in bank B. Okay, now before going for the question, try to understand before trying to answer, first understand what are the question, sorry, the informations you have in the question. Okay, wait, let me show this to you all. Here we go. Well, let me rub this. Okay, now the point is what someone has 80,000, right? So exactly half he's gonna put in bank A, and in bank B he's gonna put another 40,000. So deposit amount is gonna be 40,000 each. Okay, so here the interest rate is gonna be 5.2%, but simple interest. Here the interest rate is gonna be 5%, but compound interest. Okay, now these are the informations we have. Now we'll go to the question number 1. For the interest that find the interest that someone receives for a year from his deposit in bank A. Now the question is only for 1 year. Okay, now only bank A, right? So question number 1, in bank A how much is depositing? 40,000 for 1 year, right? So simply we just have to calculate 5.2% over 100. Okay, when it comes to decimal calculation, again there are multiple strategies you all can use. One is you can cut the zeros. I'll just show the workings for you all here. One method is 40,000 into 5.2 over 100, right? One method is you can cut these two zeros and then you can multiply 400 and 5.2. In that case what you all can do, just ignore this decimal point. So technically you can do it as what do you call, yeah, 400 into 52. So 52 into 4, it's easy for us, right? 52 into 2 is going to give me 104. Yeah, so 52 into 4 is going to give us how much? Quickly, no calculators, no long workings, quickly tell me the answer. 52 into 4 is going to give you, Namai, are you all there? Yeah, so 52 into 4 is going to give you 208, right? Yes, and you have two zeros, so it's going to give you 208 and 2 zeros, but actually the calculation was 400 into 5.2, so we have to put that one decimal place from the behind now. So answer is going to be 2080. Okay, so if you solve this you will be getting the answer as 2080. Another method what you all can do is, I'm explaining all the possible methods, so whatever the question you have, based on the numbers you can decide what to do, not only for this question but all the decimal related questions. Another thing what you all can do is, try to ignore the zero by multiplying by a number. If you multiply 5.2 by 10, you can make this as 52, right? Same like if you are multiplying the numerator by 10, you have to multiply the denominator also by 10. So new calculation is going to be 40,000 into 52 over 1000. So now you don't have any decimal places, so directly you can work this out. 1 2 3 1 2 3. Now we have 40 into 52. 52 into 4 is going to give you 208. We have only 1 0, so answer is going to be 2080. So whatever the calculation you do, you will be getting the answer. Hope I made sense. Okay, alright, so this is the answer for the first question. Next, question number 2. By the way, You don't have to do question number 3 because that is share market. I didn't explain that y'all yet. So Roman number 1 and Roman number 2 is enough. The next question they're asking from you is, for his deposits, from which bank will he receive a greater income at the end of 2 years? Okay, it's after 2 years, right? Now we have to see the amount he is going to get for 2 years from both the banks. Now, simple interest means you all know for the second year also they will be calculating interest for the same year. So again, for 40,000 only they will be calculating 5.2, which means you will be getting the same amount for the second year also, right, in simple interest. So what we can do, simply we can multiply 1 year's interest by the number of years. Okay, so we can do this in this way. For 1 year it's going to be 2080, and we can multiply this by 2, so answer is going to give us 4160 rupees for 2 years. That's interest. Did I make sense? Yeah, okay. Now the other thing, when it comes to, I'll rub this off here, we don't have space, so I'll add it here, 2080. In compound interest, what happens, we don't get the same amount, so we have to find the answer separately. Now what happens here, for 40,000 for the first year we have to calculate 5%. So we'll quickly do this. So answer is going to be 4 into 5, 20. We have 2 zeros, so it's going to be 2000. This is the interest you will be getting for the first year. For the second year, what happens, to which amount we have to calculate 5%? Is it for 40,000? If it's compound interest, to which amount we have to calculate interest for the second year? There we go. It's going to be for 42,000, including this interest, the total amount. For 42,000 only we have to calculate 5%. So I can cut these 2 zeros, and then again we have 420 into 5. 400 into 5 is going to give you 2000. 20 into 5 is going to give you 100. So the interest is going to be 2100. The total interest you will be getting for both the years is going to be 4100. In simple interest, the total interest you have is 4160. In compound, in bank B, your total interest is going to be 4100. So which bank you will be getting a higher interest amount? Is it bank A or bank B? Is it bank A or bank B? Higher interest rate, higher interest in rupees. So you have a higher interest in bank A because 4160 rupees is greater than 4100. 60 extra, 60 rupees extra you have. Yeah, all okay? So this is your O-level type questions. We did an O-level question now. Are you okay with this, Lemai? Simple interest and compound interest. Any questions or any doubts? But sir, yes, what's your doubt, Amaya? No. 2100 we don't multiply by 2, kid. The reason is because, see this properly, for the first year we got the interest as 2000. This is the first year's interest, 2000. For the second year only we got 2100. Then in total for both the years we are getting 4100. You got it, Amaya? Because in compound interest we won't be getting the same amount every year. In simple interest only we will be getting the same amount unless they change the interest rate. Hello, okay? Any other questions, anyone? Okay, if you don't have any questions, you all can leave. If you do have any questions, any doubts, drop me a text to my number. I hope you guys have my number. Yeah, okay. And I'm sorry I took extra 7 minutes from your time. And yes, if you don't have any questions, you all can leave. Have a good day, Lamai. And inshallah, in the next week I'll try to complete the remaining part, and we'll do some other past paper questions also. We'll do share market, and then we'll do the past paper questions, and then only reducing balance is pending for us. No worries. Have a good day. Bye.